So you've seen those videos that tell you who the swords are used by in One Piece. However, nobody seems to cover where the swords are like, who they're used by, and where they're from in real life. Today I'll be covering that. Of course, leave a like and subscribe before you continue. Disclaimer, since I cannot keep track of all the swords in the game, I'm going to rely on the Blox Wiki. For the sources of information, I'm going to full on rely on the One Piece Wiki and Wikipedia. The katana. In real life, a katana is a Japanese sword characterized by a curved, single-edged blade with a circular or square guard and a long grip to accommodate two hands. Its successor is the tachi. You might already be familiar with this. Cutlass. A cutlass is a short, broad saber or slashing sword with a straight or slightly curved blade sharpened on the cutting edge, and a hilt often featuring a solid cupped or basket-shaped guard. It was a common naval weapon during the early age of sail. Its place of origin is Europe, and it was used by sailors, pirates, and privateers. Dual katana. From research, I can conclude that it doesn't exist in the One Piece Wiki and Wikipedia, meaning that there's just two katanas combined. Iron mace. A mace is a blunt weapon, a type of club or verge that uses a heavy head on the end of a handle to deliver powerful strikes. They're used by many, such as Indians, Persians, and Ottomans. Maces are rarely used today for actual combat, but many government bodies display them as symbols of authority. It was used by Elvira in One Piece, for those wondering. Shark saw. Arlong's sword is named Kiribachi, but the top of the sword is called Chanmatao. The Chanmatao was a single-bladed anti-cavalry Chinese sword. It originated during the Han Dynasty and was especially common in Song China. Triple katana. They're Zoro's original swords. They're believed to be just katanas in real life. Pipe. Do I need to cover this? A pipe is a tube of metal, plastic, or other material used to convey water, gas, oil, or other fluid substances. Warden sword. I'm not sure of its origin and its presence in the real world. Dual-headed blade. This is the sword of the Warden of Impel Up. In the anime, it's called Kisui. The Kisui is a peculiar-looking naginata, a pole weapon, and one of several varieties of traditional-made Japanese blades. Soul Cane and Gravity Cane. Used by Brook and Fujitora respectively in the anime. In real life, it's called Shikomizu. The Shikomizu is a Japanese sword stick placed in a cane-like mounting as concealment. They were perfect tools for ninjas. So Brook's cane is a sword in disguise. Trident, Dragon Trident, Metal Trident, and Pole V2. A trident is a three-pronged spear. It is used for spear fishing and historically as a polearm. Pole V1. It is used by Rumberman NL. A pole is a solid cylindrical object or column with its length greater than its diameter. Saber. Shanks' saber is called Gryphon. A saber is a type of back sword with a curved blade associated with the light cavalry of the early modern and Napoleonic periods. Sadi, Wando, and Shisui. There are three normal katanas. True triple katana. A combination of the three of the previous swords I mentioned. Longsword. A longsword, also called the bastard sword, is a type of European sword characterized as having a cruciform hilt with a grip of primarily two-handed use. Jute, used by Smoker in the anime. Jute is a specialized weapon that was used by police in Edo period Japan. Koko. The name of the sword in One Piece is Kikoku, and it's used by Trafalgar de Law. The sword is an odachi. The odachi is a type of traditionally made Japanese sword used by the samurai class of feudal Japan. Midnight Blade. Correct me if I'm wrong, it doesn't exist in One Piece, but it is a double-edged sword. Rengoku. Now this definitely does not exist in One Piece. The name comes from the character Kyojuro Rengoku from Demon Slayer. This sword resembles the Nichiren sword that looks like a normal sword or katana. Yama and Tushita. They're just two katanas. It is worth mentioning that all of the sword's powers in Blox don't exist in real life. The Dark Dagger. Dark Dagger is used by Draco Mihawk in the anime to fight weak opponents. The Dark Dagger is based on Kogatana, literally means small katana. It is an accessory or utility knife, sometimes found mounted in a pocket on the side of the scabbard of a sword. Canvinder. The Canvinder is a rapier. A rapier is a type of sword with a slender and sharply pointed two-edged blade that was popular in Western Europe. It was from Spain and was designed around the 1500s. Twin hooks. Fun fact, the twin hooks are not really hooks, they're shuttles. A shuttle is a curved sword originating in northern Ethiopia. Hollow Sight. This does not exist in One Piece, but its type exists in real life. A scythe is an agricultural hand tool for mowing grass or harvesting crops. Buddy Sword. This sword is called Napoleon in One Piece. Napoleon can so far transform into a cutlass, longsword, and a heraldic seeks. Seeks I don't know how to pronounce it, is Old English word for knife. CDK, it's just Yama and Tushita combined. Dark Blade. The Dark Blade, aka Yoru, is said to be an oversized messer, which is a single-edged sword with a knife-like hilt. True triple Dark Blade, just 3 Dark Blades combined. Baisento. A Baisento was a pole weapon used in feudal Japan. The Baisento is said to have been used by ninjas and peasants. Those were all the swords. It really took me time to research and edit everything out. That's why I'm reminding you to give me a like and subscribe to do me a favor. That's it for today's video. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.